Coming up on this week's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update, Student Government Association is providing a way for students to have their say in campus issues.
Plus, Lubbock is implementing the new state law regarding cell phone use in school zones, and if you're not careful, it may just empty your pockets.
And later, the Texas Tech football season may not be going as planned, but a positive economical impact is still at hand. All of that and more coming your way right now on MCTV.
From the College of Mass Communications on the campus of Texas Tech University, this is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Hello and welcome into this week's edition of your MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Eric Boyd.
And I'm Christin Baloglou. If you're like most of America looking to shape up for the new year, a local program can help jumpstart that New Year's resolution. As 2011 approaches, a marathon training program is being offered in the city of Lubbock. Keith Kohanek has more.
A former Texas Tech University student is leading a marathon training program for Lubbock residents. The 20-week training program is open to runners from all experience levels. Cameron Nault, a jogging teaching assistant from Wichita Falls, Texas, says he runs 12 miles a week and sees it as an opportunity to not only stay in shape, but purify his body.
You have all these chemicals building up in your body that back in the old days you could get rid of through just hard work. You don't have that luxury anymore. So jogging kind of helps you filter some of these chemicals out.
Nault says a person preparing for a marathon or similar long-distance run should approach training differently than the casual runner.
Your body's going to adapt to the demands that you put it on. If you're training for a 26-mile run, you're going to need to be training, one day of rest, maybe a week, constantly training, just preparing your body in stages.
Shasta Braylow, a Texas Tech graduate student from Arlington, Texas, says she is training for a half marathon and runs 7.5 miles a day.
It takes a lot of dedication because it's hard and you get tired of it, but it's definitely worth it when you're done because you feel better and you look better and you have more energy throughout the day.
On top of running more than 7 miles a day, Braylow says she also changed her diet by consuming more protein and giving up sodas. Registration for the marathon training program closes November 12th, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit the Lubbock Area American Heart Association. For MCTV News, I'm Keith Kohanek.
The Student Government Association of Texas Tech is breaking the barrier between legislation and the rest of the student body. SGA has been working on a website called My Senate, which allows students to voice opinions as well as be informed. External Vice President of SGA, Tyler Patton, says this site can provide clarity and an understanding of what students want.
Better ability to represent students more accurately rather than us just try and shoot in the dark and hope it works. Because I think that is the last thing that we should be doing is making decisions on assumptions.
My Senate was launched November 9th and will be live every Monday at 8 a.m.
In the era of technology, electronic devices such as cell phones seem to consume most of our attention. However, a new state law may have you think twice before picking up that cell phone while driving. Henry Ramos has the story.
A blinking yellow light is commonly seen in a school zone, but a new sign right next to it is now all around the 52 school zones in Lubbock. The next time you start your car and make your commute, a new law is in effect in regards to using your cell phone. You might want to think twice about picking up that cell phone while behind the wheel and driving through a school zone. State law now enforces a fine with a price tag of up to $200. Communications Director for Lubbock Independent School District Nancy Sharp says the school district is there for education, but is also there for safety.
A family drops off their child at school, their first choice, their first consideration is they want to know their student is going to be safe during the school day. We're there about education, but safety of our students first.
Governor Perry signed the state cell phone law in 2009, but the city of Lubbock put up the signs all around the school zones earlier this year. Chief of Police with LISD Mark Henshaw says safety is his obvious number one concern, but responsibility lies within the hands of the drivers.
At the core of what I do for a living is protecting children. That is paramount to me and what I do. So we believe it's essential that drivers, whether they're in a school zone, out on a street or the open highway, they commit all of their attention to the task at hand, which is operating a motor vehicle.
Education technology teacher at Lubbock High School, John Fullerton, tells me cell phones are a huge distraction for students behind the wheel and behind the desk.
They text, they try to call, they think that their lifeline is their cell phone. And we have a huge problem with it.
Fullerton says this is a #1 killer for teenagers, but is glad a law like this is in place.
This is a great starting point. It is a huge starting point to keep the safety of the students as well as the safety of the drivers.
The law, which is House Bill 55, states drivers can use a hands-free device but cannot pick up and answer
"What happened?"
or send text messages in school crossing zones. Reporting for MCTV News, I'm Henry Ramos.
As history has shown, universities across America can instantly become a dangerous place. School shootings have increased the urgency for universities to implement solid campus safety programs. Texas Tech Security stresses the importance of safety education so students will be prepared if the occasion ever arises.
If you can't get away, if you can't get out and you can't hide out, then I tell people you might have to actually take out the person. You might be the one that has to confront this person. There may be no other option.
To further increase safety awareness, Tech uses an emergency program called Tech Alert, which notifies students and faculty of campus emergencies.
When you think of West Texas and the city of Lubbock, you might think of cotton, oil rigs, and wind turbines. But that isn't all that Lubbock County provides. Each month an art trail is held which displays the region's vibrant art culture. The art ranges from paintings to dancing to music. Each artist may either sell their work or simply put it up for show. This event features 18 different venues and occurs on the first Friday of each month. For more information on this event, visit www.ffat.org.
There's no doubt Texas Tech University has a major economical impact on the city of Lubbock. And in a region that is football obsessed, Tech delivers both on and off the field. Here's John Arnold with the story.
Every Texas Tech game day, the Jones AT&T Stadium is packed with around 60,000 fans, and all of these people need somewhere to eat and lay their head. Tech's Deputy Athletic Director says the university understands the relationship between athletics and the local economy.
We do know that we do play a large impact. Football plays more than anything else. You have a football game that brings in visitors, 60,000 people. For the most part, it's a win-win situation. Whatever's good for us is good for the local economy, because we obviously, the more in attendance that we have out here, the better we do, and the more that we have in attendance, the larger the economic impact.
KMCTV's David Collier hosts a pregame show on the network for each Tech game. He says interest is huge.
That's how we know if there's interest, you know. If they want us to do a pregame show and people can sell it, our sales department can sell it, and enough people buy enough spots, then obviously there's interest.
Collier says you can see the importance of Tech football and how often the team leads off his station's newscast.
In news, they end up doing stories when Tech takes a football game away. I think that shows you just one day in a weekend, just football related.
But this year, Tech closes out against a pair of subpar opponents, Weber State and Houston. Gleason says the department was hoping the move would aid the Red Raiders in beating Texas.
I don't know, that was a decision that we did go along with the idea of playing Texas early. That was what drove those two games to the end of the schedule.
But even though the move didn't work out, Collier says the games balance out for his station.
But a lot of people do a season sponsorship, so you know they might not be getting their money's worth maybe out of a Weber State, but you know they definitely got it the Texas week.
Even without marquee matchups, Collier says Tech football's impact is plentiful. I'm John Arnold for MCTV.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching our MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Christin Baloglou.
And I'm Eric Boyd. We hope you have a great week.